breaking news. If you want to call it that, it's breaking news. Jane's Addiction members sue singer Perry Farrell over Onstage altercation. US rock band claim reunion tour and album was derailed by Farrell's repeated and unprovoked attack in 2024, but the singer lodged his own legal complaint hours later. What's going on? Okay, full disclosure, I used to be a huge Jane's Addiction fan back in the early 90s. The album they did then was called Nothing Shocking, and it is, honestly, it's a masterpiece. But I think Perry Farrell's one of those singers that you either love or hate his voice. And I think, kind of in the same vein as Geddy Lee. So what's going on here? Members of Jane's Addiction have sued the alt-rock band's lead singer Perry Farrell after an onstage altercation last fall that they claim derailed their North American tour and forthcoming album. Dave Navarro, Eric Avery and Stephen Perkins are seeking $10 million from the 66-year-old singer. Guitarist Navarro is also suing Farrell for assault and battery for the onstage altercation at a Boston gig in September last year. Footage from the concert showed Farrell punching and shoving Navarro before he was restrained by crew members. He was then escorted off the stage. Now, I'm sure everybody's seen this, but I thought I'll just share it with you so you can see what happened. Perry lost his mind. Poor Perry. In their complaint, the band members reportedly alleged that Perry's repeated and unprovoked attack on Navarro was especially painful because Perry knew that Navarro was still weak and suffering from the effects of the long COVID. The attack allegedly continued backstage, where Farrell threw another unexpected punch at Navarro, striking him on the left side of the face. Now, I don't know. Personally, I think Perry Farrell has got to have some kind of, I don't know, mental illness. He's got to have something going on up there, because this just isn't normal behaviour. And I mean, it's a real shame for the fans. I mean, it's shocking. Their album was called Nothing Shocking. You see what I did there? But yeah, it's a real bummer for the fans, because I mean, going and seeing a band these days, you know, I'm not sure how much it costs in America to go and see a band, but you know, here in the UK, you can be paying £70, £80 a ticket, £100 a ticket at least. I don't know what you pay for a Jane's Addiction gig, but when you take into account the people, you know, they've paid for the tickets, they've paid for travel, some of them probably will have paid for hotels and all that, and they've come to see a band, you know, to relive, you know, the early 90s. Because, I mean, let's admit, the early 90s were much better than shit is now. And the singer just loses his mind and attacks the guitarist. I mean, what was so bad? You know, what was going on in Perry's head that was so bad that he couldn't have thought, you know what, I'm just going to get through this gig, I'm going to sing the songs, and I'm going to sort Navarro out afterwards. I mean, that's the way any normal kind of person would rationalise the situation. No matter how bad your beef was with the guitar player, you know, you'd at least see the show out and then, you know, deal with it. But one or two things has happened here, in my opinion. I mean, please jump in the comments and let me know if you can have any ideas on what happened. Either Perry Farrell has got some kind of, you know, mental illness, he's got something wrong, you know, needs some therapy, or, you know, he needs a hug or whatever, or he was under the influence of some recreational pharmaceuticals that made him act a little bit unhinged. It's one of the two. Following the incident, the band cancelled the rest of their well-reviewed reunion tour, which marked the first time Avery joined the lineup since 2010 and Navarro's return after his bout with the long COVID. At the time, Navarro released a statement on behalf of him, Avery and Perkins that read, "Due to a continuing pattern of behaviour and mental health difficulties of our singer Perry Farrell, we've come to the conclusion that we have no choice but to discontinue the current US tour. Our concern for his personal health and safety as well as our own has left us no alternative. We hope that he find the helps he needs." So, I mean, Dave Navarro is saying there, okay, Perry Farrell's suffering from, some kind of mental health difficulties and, he needs help and they hope he gets the help. I mean, I hope it, if that is the case, I really do hope he gets the help he needs. But then at the same time, if Perry'd been on the disco biscuits or the Colombian marching powder, they're not going to say, "Oh, Perry's off his face on the gear," and that's we just can't go on. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you cancel a tour. I mean, it's massive. I mean, I don't know how many more dates they had left on the tour, but if you think, you've got all the concert places booked. You've got all the transport, you've got all the roadies, you've got all the gear, you've got the caterers, it affects so many people. And I think that if Perry Farrell had been suffering from some kind of mental health issues, then, that a band like Jane's Addiction could have had somebody on standby, to help Perry through with whatever he's dealing with. But then again, at the start of the tour, they should have noticed that Perry was losing his mind. So, I'm thinking it was something more than that. In the legal complaint, Farrell alleged that the onstage altercation in Boston happened after he became frustrated with his band members playing their instruments at a high volume, so he could not hear himself sing without blasting his own in-ear monitors at an unsafe level, which he claimed had happened before. He also accused Navarro of assaulting him and his wife backstage. I don't know, if you've got a problem with your IEMs, then, I mean, surely you should be kicking off with the sound man and not Dave Navarro. I don't know, it's really funny when you watch the footage, because, I mean, you can tell that neither of these dudes have ever been in a real fight. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that Dave Navarro was threatened by that, then it's Farrell later apologised to fans and his bandmates, saying in a statement, "This weekend's been incredibly difficult, and after having the time and space to reflect, it's only right I apologise to my bandmates." Do you think so, Perry? Especially Dave Navarro, fans, family and friends, for my actions during Friday's show. Unfortunately, my breaking point resulted in inexcusable behaviour, and I take full accountability for how I chose to handle the situation. You see, to me, that doesn't sound like mental health issues. I mean, that's just super lucid and everything. To me, it sounds like Perry's been on the old disco biscuits. The altercation precipitated the cancellation of the remaining 12 shows left in the band's tour and delayed the production of their new album, the first featuring the band's classic lineup since 1990, resulting in major financial losses. All three musicians are suing Farrell for emotional distress, negligence and a breach of contract for the altercation, according to TMZ, the first to report the lawsuit. The lawsuit also alleges that Farrell was often intoxicated on the tour and during shows. The problems with Perry's performance would often worsen as the night wore on as he became more intoxicated, it reportedly read. Now, yeah, I definitely think that this is down to Perry being off his face and not mental health, as they said. Because if it was a mental health issue, you can't sue somebody for being mentally ill. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think you can sue somebody for having an illness. If like Perry had broke his leg and they had to cancel the tour, that's a medical issue. I think it's the same with the mental illness thing. In the months since the incident, Navarro has shut down chances of a reapproachment with Farrell. I have to say, that's my least favourite gig. Without throwing animosity around and naming names and pointing fingers, Navarro told Guitar Player in May, adding that the situation was still very tender and unresolved. The altercation forever destroyed the band's life, Navarro continued, and there's no chance for the band to play together ever again. Founded by Farrell, Avery, Chris Brinkman and Matt Chaikin in Los Angeles in 1985, Jane's Addiction fused hard rock with psychedelic energy. The first 2 albums went platinum in the US, and the 2003 comeback Straight reached the US top 10. So yeah, it is a damn shame. And I mean, you can't really have Jane's Addiction without Perry Farrell. His voice is just, so... It's got to be there for it to be Jane's Addiction. That's like having somebody else sing for Rush. It just wouldn't work. So there you go. Anyway, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. I definitely think it was the old, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do all that YouTube stuff. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. It really, really, really is essential these days. Due to the way YouTube's working, so please leave a like and comment. If you want to help support the channel, we've got merch, super chats and memberships. Everything goes to help the channel. So yeah, thanks again. Take it easy. Peace out.